So there's this MIT genius who's giving a lecture on airplane crashes, and he said they figured out what was the cause in all but one in the last 40 years or something like that. He was real proud of core dumps. That was his pride, was core dumps, figuring out core dumps. You see, the CIA likes to talk to me indirectly, and so this little cocky guy from MIT, he's swaggering around and he says, yeah, I saw this one project and they were putting code on the stack. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know what? That dumb fuck nigger. Temple OS is single address map. It doesn't use paging. For an average MIT nigger, they cannot understand. They have their minds crunched into a narrow blinder by the CIA, and they only imagine the Unix address map. If you say no paging, they think no multitasking. If you have no paging, then you can't have two tasks using the same stack, obviously, right? What an idiot. And he's an arrogant buffoon. So this is a numeric map of my symbols, if you want to take a look. All of my code is position independent. The kernel is in the low 640. It's a module. And then everything else is on the stack. That's just the numbers. So why is it 7FFF? Let me explain that. Long story short, in 64-bit mode, you can do relative 32-bit or register memory 64-bit. So what that means is if you want to jump to a location farther than 2 gig, you have to load it into a register and then do a call. Let me just give an example here. 0x 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 B, C, D, E, F. This number is 64-bit, okay? 32-bit is half of that. They don't have a call instruction that can go to the full range. It's only relative 32. To make a long story short, I made a law that all the code goes in the lowest 2 gig of addresses, and 7FFF is the lowest 2 gig. That way I can always use a call relative 32, and that's all I use. It's ring 0 only, so I never do privilege level changes. This is blazing fucking fast. Okay, so it's doing 4 million task swaps a second. That's loading in the registers and saving the registers. I'm doing 4 million, they're doing about 40,000. Now here's a little pop quiz. How often does your privilege level protection get activated in a month? Any guesses? In other words, if you had a system that was no protection, how is there any difference in a month? No, there's no difference. You never get your privilege level dinged. Okay, it doesn't happen. That's a myth. So it just slows you down. That's why this is a lot faster, because it doesn't have privilege level changes. Now, Bill Gates said 640K was enough. Well, I say 2 gig is enough. Now, everybody fights the last war, and everybody loves to laugh at Bill Gates. You're going to laugh at me, but you know what? A nigger sued for $1 trillion. It's because a nigger doesn't know the difference between a trillion and a billion and a million. So if you're laughing because I got 2 gig from my code, you're a nigger, because you got no clue. Little MIT nigger fucking thought it was the stack. He's all arrogant and shit. Anyway, so I do just-in-time code. So you might say, how can you do a compiler just-in-time? It's really pretty fucking simple. I got so tired of the little arrogant MIT niggers who don't know how to make a compiler. Here's a compiler. I got so sick of the little CIA pricks who say, oh, you did a backend from GCC. No? Check this out. Okay, so we got Lex. This is a stack machine. This is making machine code here, okay? And it's doing a malloc, and it's placing the machine code right in there. So this is for expressions. 1 + 2 + 3 × 4 times 5. This is a compiler. We compiled that integer expression to a machine code doing reverse Polish. Now let's just pretend we wanted to do a system call. Let's say we wanted to call a function. Somebody's brain would shut down. They'd get all niggerlicious. All you have to do, since it's single address map, we just go into our little hash table and we look up in the address map for some symbol. Let's look for print. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here it is. We just look in our symbol table. All my code is position independent. How is that possible? Well, guess what I do? In my little compiler, I call malloc. I put my code there. And then when I have a call instruction, what do? Well, I look in my symbol table, and then I do a call, and this is a relative 32-bit, so we would subtract off the current address, and that is how you do a just-in-time compiler. It's pretty easy. People have been brainwashed. Your homework assignment is to download Temple OS, go into the demo lectures. This is the mini compiler. Why don't you add a function call for print or something? I don't know. I know they don't teach this in MIT. I'm assuming they don't teach idiots. Okay, so I hope we've laid that to rest. So the other thing was the little niggers cannot fathom anything other than ASCII for source code. Imagine a PDF as source code. The little nigger is making fun of me. He thinks this is Flash. No, that's not Flash. I made everything. I made a fucking editor. I made a compiler. I made a kernel. I made grep. I made merge check. I made convert to HTML. I made everything. I made a graphics library. I made a line draw. I did it all from scratch. I made a triangle fill. The little niggers don't know how to do a triangle fill. They're like, derp. Well, how do you do a triangle? It's fucking algebra, nigger. The little arrogant fuckers. Fucking algebra. To fill a triangle, what you do, you calculate the slope of one side and the slope of the other, and then you step down line by line, and you do a horizontal line as you step down. That's how you do it. It's algebra. But guaranteed, I bet no one from MIT could do a triangle fill. It's algebra. They don't teach that. They can't do a compiler. They think it's fucking... So, where were we? I did a flight simulator. That's what this is. 8-core flight simulator. I did a first-person shooter. This only uses one core. These are binary scalable vector graphics. As a matter of fact, it refreshes the whole screen 30 times a second, all the time, everywhere. This is not Flash. If you go to the graphics library, it plots the mesh. Those are 3D meshes. And it draws the triangles. Algebra. It's just fucking algebra. It does it all without a GPU. I have an editor. My documents can have ASCII as well as binary graphics. Here it is rotating. It's taking the current time times a constant, and that's the rotation angle. Now it's doing 3 combined XYZ. You want to make it spin faster? Let's do that, because the little niggers think it's Flash. So watch this. The just-in-time compiler compiles this during boot. Let's kick this up to 100 and watch this. Now we escape. Now we reboot. We do a fast reboot. Now we go into my I am the best programmer on earth, chosen by God. Now we go into the games, and now we go into the reason is everybody else fights the last war. I see clearly. I am not Jedi mind tricked. Everybody, you know what? There are 2,000 scientists at CERN. Okay, so now it's going spastic. It's not Flash. There are 2,000 scientists at CERN, all of them smarter than Tesla, and yet look at who got it, Tesla. So, there are lots of people that the little smart-ass nigger thought it was stacked because he can't imagine multitasking without paging. Derp, 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 derp. Anyway, so that's my video.